and thank all of you for watching and listening to me again. Then guys, this video is going to be very beneficial for all of you. Why? Because in this video I will explain you. Look at use of conditional sentences in communication. Yes, if you want to know how to use conditional sentences in day-to-day communication, so please watch this video till the end. Now let me start. I have made here 2 points. First and second. Okay, so first one is for present condition. First one is for present condition and the second one is for past condition. So through both these conditions I will tell you use of if. What I will tell you today, how to use of if, and if always makes a conditional sentence. Okay, look at. So first of all we will talk about present, how to use if in present condition. Look at, there are two examples. So with the help of example I will tell you. Listen. If it rains he will not come. What the sentence is telling, if it rains he will not come. So it is the first condition. It is the first condition of if, and it is also called first condition. It is also called first condition of if. Look at, there are two clauses. As we know, first clause is what? If it rains, it is a clause. If it rains, it is a clause. Okay, and here he will not come, so it is another clause. It means, as we know, when we get two clauses in a sentence, so it makes a compound sentence or a complex sentence. Okay, I have told you about this in my previous video when I was explaining types of sentences. So I told you. Okay, so what is this? Can you identify what is this? Is this a complex sentence or a compound sentence? Look at, I am telling you. When a clause is depend on other. When a clause is depend on other, so it is called what? A complex sentence. So first of all, it is a complex sentence. Not only this, but also all the sentences of if. Not only this, but also all the sentences of if are considered complex sentences. You need to keep in your mind. Now, one clause is depend on other. What I have written here, if it rains, it is a dependent clause. You know, if it rains, it is a dependent clause, and he will not come, it is an independent clause, as we know. So this condition is called first condition of if. Look at, if it rains, so it is a condition. Okay, so what is the result of this condition? So this clause is called result. What it is called? Result. This side is called result and this side is called condition. Okay, so if it rains he will not come. Okay, if it rains he will not come. Similarly, you can use a lot of sentences in your day-to-day communication. Similarly, let me give you some example. Look, if you work hard, you will succeed. Okay, if you work hard, you will succeed. You know, if you want to give someone your suggestion, so you say like this: if you work hard, you will succeed. Suppose a guy is studying in 12th class or in 10th class. So what you tell him? If you work hard, you will pass in your examination. So we use in daily uses. I mean to say, I want to tell you, if is used continuously in day-to-day conversation. Okay. Suppose there is a guy who wants to get a job. There is a guy who wants to get a job. So what you will tell him? If you go for an interview, so you will get a job. How you use it? If you go for an interview, so you will get a job, isn't it? So I want to tell you how to use if in day-to-day conversation. Okay, so it was the first condition. Similarly, suppose if someone wants to earn money, so how would you advise him? You will tell him if you work hard, or if you do any job, you will earn money, isn't it? How you will advise? If you do any job, you will earn money. Okay, so I want to tell you in day-to-day conversation. Okay, in our daily routine, we use if a lot of time, but we must know how to use. So that's I want to tell you. So it is called first condition of it. Okay, now I am telling you this one, but this one is not a second condition. This one is called zero condition. What it is called? What I am telling you, it is called a zero condition. Look at, if you heat ice, it turns to water. You know, if you heat ice, it turns to water. So you know, both the clauses are automatic. You know, there are two clauses. This is first one, if you heat ice, and this is second one, it turns to water. Look at, so you know what this condition is called? Zero condition of if. You need to remember, this condition is called first condition of if, and this condition is called zero condition of if. If you heat ice, it means if we heat ice, so definitely it will turn in water or not, isn't it? So both clauses are automatic. When two actions works simultaneously, so it is called zero condition. And in this condition, we use in both the clauses, present indefinite tense. Keep in mind, in both the clauses you will find present indefinite tense, because both verbs are definite. You know, both verbs are universally truth. Okay, so whenever we get any universal truth, so what we use in both condition of if, we use what? Present indefinite tense. Okay, similarly, I am just giving you another example. If you boil water, if I tell you, if you boil water, it turns to vapor. You know, if you boil water, it turns to what? Vapor. Okay, so is it universally true or not? What I said you, if you boil water, so it turns to vapor. Okay, so both the clauses are automatic. So whenever we get two actions which works automatically, so it is called zero condition of if. What it is called? Zero condition of if. Okay, so many examples you can find out. Okay, in your day-to-day routine. Listen, if you know, if somebody is sick, so what he thinks. Example I am telling you. He goes to doctor. So what I have written here, if he gets sick, okay, if he gets sick, he goes to doctor. What I have written, if he gets sick, he goes to doctor. So you know, he is really sick. The guy whom I am talking about, he is really sick. So what I will tell you about him, because both the action will work automatically. Okay, so I will, in day-to-day communication, I will tell you, if he gets sick, he goes to doctor. Okay, I want to tell you, in above condition we get possibility. In above condition we get possibility, and thus next condition, in this condition we get certainty, we get definite work together. Okay, so these are differentiate between both. Okay, so I hope you must have understood. So it was the first condition of if in present. Okay, now we are moving on second condition of if. Listen, we make sentences of if in past indefinite, in past perfect. In past condition we make two categories of if, in past indefinite or past perfect. One more thing you need to remember, we use this portion in imagination or unreal. Okay, when the actions are not real, it means they are unreal or they are imaginations. Okay, they are imaginary. So we use this condition. Look at, I have written here two examples. If I had money, okay, if I had money, I would give. Okay, so what this sentence telling? Just we just analyze. If I had money, I would give. So you need to remember first clause is in what? Past indefinite. You know, subject plus V2 plus object. It is called past indefinite. Okay, and the second clause must be in would. Okay, would we use? Would. It means if we get past indefinite, with if, so in the second clause we use would. What we use? Would. So what it is telling, if I had money, I would give. It means I don't have money. Okay, I'm just what? Imagining. I just have imagination that if you ask someone, can you give me some money, can you borrow me some money? Okay, so if he doesn't have, so what he will tell you, if I had money I would give you, because he doesn't have, so he is just telling. Are you getting? So what it is unreal condition. It is an unreal condition. Look at, if you ask me, please give me any magical stick of English. If you ask me, please give me a magical stick of English from which I could speak fluent English. So what I would answer you, if I had magical stick of English, so I would give you. Okay, so we are just using if in our day-to-day conversation. If someone asks you, please could you borrow me your car? Okay, but at that time that guy doesn't have car, so what he would tell you, if I had car, so I would give you. So it is an unreal task, isn't it? Okay, we are moving on. Next condition of if he had come. So what it is past perfect. Subject plus had plus B3 plus object. So what it is called? Past perfect tense. Okay, so first condition of if is in past perfect. If he had come to me, if he had come to me, I would have. So you need to remember, if the first clause of if in past perfect, so second clause is in would have. Okay, so there's a combination as I told you. If we get first clause in past indefinite, so we use only would. But if we get if clause in past perfect, so in the second clause we use would have. Okay, if he had come to me, I would have helped him. Okay, so it is also an imagination. Suppose I am telling you, if he had come to me, you told me about someone, that guy will come to you, sir, and help him. But he couldn't come to me in any condition. He couldn't come to me. So what I would answer you? He couldn't come to me. So I will tell you what? If he had come to me, I would have helped him. Isn't it? I will tell you like this. So I want to tell you, if the word if is used constantly in our day-to-day conversation. So you must know one more thing which is very important. I want to tell you, just look at if plus subject plus verb, then would. Okay, this formation is also used in conditional sentence. Okay, look at, if I were king, I would not teach English. So what I have written here, if I were king, I would not teach English. Okay, so I'm just imagining. What is this? This is also an imagination. I'm telling, suppose we ask, if you want to ask someone, if you were the Prime Minister of India, what would you do? We use these questions continuously for asking someone. Okay. You can ask also in your day-to-day communication, as I told you, if I were king, I would not teach English. So what is this? This is my imagination. So this structure is also used continuously. Okay. If you want to someone, if you were the collector of the city, so what would you do for your city? Okay, so these type of questions are continuously asked. Okay, in communication, day-to-day communication, you can also ask someone, if you were rich, so what would you do? Isn't it? We ask day-to-day communication, we ask all these things. So overall, I want to tell you, the use of if is used in many cases, in many conditions. So we should have knowledge. Okay, and what I am teaching at this time, so you must have listened. If word in my teaching also. Why? Because as I told you that everything has importance. So we should give importance to everything. Then only these will come to us. Okay, so one by one you will get it. Okay, so we should work hard continuously So somewhere down the line we will also get what we want. Whatever you want or whatever I want, I know I will get, but it will take time. It will take time, and if I want to get the best thing, so it will also take patience. Okay, because it is said every good thing takes time, and every best thing takes patience. Okay, so have patience and learn. Okay, and use them practical life. Use them practically. Okay, use all these condition of if in practically life, and there are 4 condition. I'm just repeating: zero condition of if, first condition of if, second condition of if, and the third condition of if, which are continuously used in day-to-day conversation. So I hope you must have understood. Okay, so now I'm getting over the class. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you: if you like my videos, so please comment that am I making a good way or not? Am I making videos in a proper way, or you want some improvement more in my teaching style? Okay, so I will try to give my level best to all of you. Okay, because I'm not a native English speaker of English. I'm not a native English speaker of English, but I'm trying my level best, from which we get together each other. It means we could communicate to each other. Okay, it means there should not be communication gap between me and you.